2, 1. Hello and welcome to this session on preparing food and fluid for your customer. So before we get started on the evening meal or meal routine, it's important to maintain good personal hygiene, not only for yourself as the caregiver, but also for the customer. So Andy, my name's Stephen. Today I'm going to be preparing you something to eat and drink. Before we get started, do you want to come with me and let's wash your hands? Now it's really important that the customer is able to wash their hands as well. Are we struggling there a little bit, Andy? So let's run the water for them and encourage them to wash their hands. Lovely, well done, Andy. I don't think all customers wash their hands like nurses, but that's okay. There we go, and there's a towel. So, customer's hand washed. Now, as we're walking back, let's discuss what we'd like to eat. So Andy, for your evening meal, there's chicken Chinese or shepherd's pie.
Oh, I do love a Chinese, but yeah, I'll go for the shepherd's pie.
Lovely, okay, good choice. Now, it's important we offer choice to our customers because mealtime is one of the times that they look forward to. CQC state it should be a protected time, so we shouldn't be doing any other activity other than preparing food and drink and supporting our customers to eat. Now Andy's chosen the shepherd's pie, and on the back it's got our cooking instructions. So we've taken it out the freezer and we'll pop it in the microwave. Because this is a reheated meal, the food has to achieve 74 Celsius for at least 2 minutes. Therefore we know the food is cooked throughout and it's safe to eat. So let's see how the food's getting on. So here's one I prepared earlier, and it's been in the oven cooking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the temperature and hold that down. Now you can see here it's come up at 66, 67, so that's still not quite at temperature. So it must mean it's a bit frozen on the inside. So it's important we put it back in the microwave for another minute. Okay, let's see if that's now back up to temperature. So there we go, lovely. So you can see now that that's above 74, so we know that that's cooked. Okay, wonderful. Now, again, with food, we eat with our eyes, so it's important we make the meal look appetising and not just serving it in a bowl like this. Now, because Andy needs support, you can see on this bowl, we have a plate guard. So it keeps the food in the bowl safe and secure. Now, if you've got food all over the place, clear that up because there's nothing worse than food looking horrible. Okay, so we'll come over to Andy. Andy, I've prepared your meal now. Right. And before we start, I'm going to offer Andy an apron. Now again, notice what I've called it. I've called it an apron and not a bib. It's really important we use the correct language. So Andy, let me pop this apron on for you. Okay. Now, Andy's had a stroke, so this hand isn't very good. He's not able to help himself. And this hand is his good hand. So I'm sitting on completely the wrong side to help him because it means I'm going to be leaning over. And you should sit on the side where the good hand is working. So I'm going to swap. Okay. Andy's dropped a knife on the floor. So if we drop cutlery on the floor, we go get a clean one, like we would in a restaurant. So give me 1 second. Okay, so we have a clean knife. Now, it's important that we offer Andy, okay Andy, let me help you there. It's important we offer assistance. So Andy, would you like some salt? You don't want some salt? And would you like some
Yes, please.
mayonnaise? Do you want to do this for me? Lovely. So we can guide his hand. So he's still doing it himself. Lovely. Now, there's two techniques when supporting someone to eat. If he's able to eat it himself, he will. And what we can do, we can just guide his hand.
A little bit hot.
That's okay. You blow. Wonderful. So I'm not taking the fork out of his hand. It might be the fact that the fork is too difficult for him to manage. So let's try a spoon. See how we get on with the spoon, Andy. Wonderful. And again, I might just need to guide his hand. So you can see I'm just using this motion. So therefore he's still able to assist himself, but without me doing this. Because what we tend to see is this. Oh, Andy, you need to eat your dinner. And we just start to put it in. Okay, so if he's saying it's hot, we've got some water. Right, you hold the cup, Andy. And again, we can guide that. Now, it might be the fact that he can't hold the cup. So on this occasion, I can hold the cup, and he's going to use the hand. Okay, Andy, listen to my instruction. I'm going to hold the cup for you, and I want you to guide my hand. So you're just an extension of the cup, allowing him to still maintain his independence. But if you're doing this, you can see he can't drink and it all falls down and he ends up choking. Because I don't know how much he wants to drink. So it's important, again, just to show you, we get Andy to guide my wrist and use it as an extension. And therefore he can control that at the right speed. So let's just go back to eating. So here, again, if he couldn't do it, we could get him to guide my hand. And eat. Now, when he eats his meal, I'm looking for the chewing action here. So he's masticating the food and he's turning it into a bulbous, so the block, as he swallows. And as he swallows, I'm looking for the reflex in the throat. So let's just show you what that looks like. So again, Andy, take my wrist. We're watching the chewing motion. And we're going to watch for the swallow reflex. And you can see it swallowing down. I now know that he's ready for another bit of food. Now, if I'm watching the TV, I can't possibly be seeing that. So if I'm not watching, I run the risk of overfeeding him. And this could cause a choking hazard. So we don't do that. We simply watch and we allow them to control. Now, it might be the fact that he can do this himself, and therefore, all you need is a plate guard to assist with the eating. So the plate guard will allow him to bring it up to the side and support himself. So supporting your customer to eat isn't an exact science. You need to be watching what they do and assessing their mobility in the arm and watching how they're chewing and swallowing. You should at no time be taking your eye off the customer during that process, because we don't want him to choke. Andy, have you finished your meal? Now, would you like some dessert? Okay, lovely.
Something chocolate.
Some chocolate. All right, let's get you some chocolate. And again, we can offer choice. So, Andy, you have spilled it. Don't worry, Andy. Let me get a cloth. So again, if the customer does make a mess, it's important not to make a scene, but just to clean up.
Sorry.
As you go. Don't worry, Andy.
Try to use my bad hand.
Yeah. Here we go. So again, we've got our chocolate dessert. Now the risk we run with a chocolate dessert is the fact that it's cold and you can overfeed the service user quickly. So again, a little bit on there. And he can guide your hand. How's that, Andy?
Wow, really good. I like my chocolate.
Do you?
Mm.
I thought you might. It's a lot easier to eat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm watching for is how quickly he's eating.
Mm.
And that's signs that actually he's still hungry.
Really good.
And he likes the chocolate. Lovely. Now, what I'm also watching is if he's in pain or discomfort while he's eating, because it might be the fact that he is hungry, but he couldn't eat the solid foods because he's got denture problems or mouth ulcers. So if I were to feed him something and I saw signs of pain and discomfort, I would make aware of where I put the food into the mouth, because it would indicate that maybe that there's a problem on this side of the jaw. It might be denture work, it might be a thrush, it might be a mouth ulcer. So it's really